for your patience. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends on where you are. It is great my pleasure to be with you, particularly with these international scholars from 8 different countries of the world: Mongolia, Taiwan, Pakistan, the Philippines, Kyrgyzstan, Nigeria, Nicaragua, and Ukraine. You heard me correctly, Ukraine. This is a great opportunity. I believe this event will help us to understand better the world and promote our awareness of multiculturalism, diversity, and goodness of humanity. Okay, and first of all, we do have each presentation about the 10 minutes, and after that, Q&A with the audience. Without further ado, and I would like to introduce Kyrgyzstan representative.
One, two. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for coming here. I really appreciate your interest in our countries and cultures. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Naita Abdrahmanova, and I came from a small, beautiful country in Central Asia called Kyrgyzstan. So, I don't want to talk to you about the geographic location of my country. I want you to learn more about my culture. So let me start with the fact that Kyrgyz people, they originally were nomads, so they were moving from one place to another. And of course, that's why Kyrgyz culture is heavily influenced by traditions of nomadic life. So Kyrgyz people, there always was really close to nature, starting from our housing to our clothing. Everything was adapting to the conditions of weather or location. So you can notice it from my presentation a little bit later. So first of all, I would like to tell you about the traditional dwelling of Kyrgyz people. So we call it yurt. So it's based on the wooden frame placed in a circle and topped with a dome-shaped tent. So in the middle of the tent, we have a hole for the smoke to escape from the hearth, which was used to keep in yurt, like warm in winter time. So the walls of yurt were covered by mats made of cheese, so it's like rigid grass. And over this cheese we put felt. Yeah. Here you can see how yurt looks like inside. So usually in our traditional we divide like women and men's side. So usually the left side was for men. They were putting their stuff there like for hunting, for riding, and from the right side it was like a woman's side. As you can notice, we have like a lot of carpet. It's like a special decoration for our yurt. It was showing your social status. So as many carpets and as many like beautiful carpets you have, the more richer, like, the rich person you are. Now let's talk about our traditional clothing. So the clothes of Kyrgyz were also adapted to the living conditions due to the type of activity. So usually men, they were wearing calico short and trousers, and over this they were wearing kamzol. It's like a tight-fitting jacket. So you can see here the men wearing a kamzol. And in winter time, they will usually wear a gown of cotton wool. And the Kyrgyz foot wearing was boots without heels, so it would be better, comfortable for them to run because they were hunting. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot to tell you about our the headdress that Kyrgyz men were wearing. It's called a kalpak. It's made of felt. So only men's wearing this. So you can see. now let's talk about women national clothing. So, as men, they were wearing like also a short, white short or white dress, as you can see on my dress. Yeah, it's white, but it's like classic one. You can use any color, and as you can see, it's kind of camisole, but in modern dress, like usually designers sew on it together, so it should be separately the white dress and camisole. Yeah, and the camisole usually can be different colors made of velvet. Yeah, and now let's talk about holidays and customs. So maybe you can think that being a nomad is really boring and we don't have any holidays. But to be honest, Kyrgyz, they really like holidays. Just give us the reason and we will do it as a holiday every time when someone give a birth or like any wedding. We play our traditional music, we dance our traditional dance, and of course, we cook our traditional food. So here you can see some examples of this traditional food. On the first picture, you can see our traditional food called bishbarmak. If you will translate it to English, it will call like 5 fingers. The last picture is our traditional bread called borsok. So we cook it usually on every holidays. And what kind of entertainments do we have? Like nomad people had before. Yeah. So of course, nomadic life affect our games and sports. So original Kyrgyz people, they're really good in hunting, riding horse, and we have a lot of games like related to horse. And also we are good in arching. So actually, I'm also good in riding. Yeah, and if you will come to Kyrgyzstan, it's like must have to try. So, and originally, since we were nomads, we didn't have a religion, so we were pagans. And but later, of course, in modern world, like we took religion of Islam. So I'm Muslim. Yeah, and you can ask like what kind of languages we speak in Kyrgyzstan. Officially, our language is Kyrgyz. So, but at the same time, we have our second language, official, because Kyrgyzstan was part of USSR. So our second language is Russian. Yeah, so we speak two languages actually. And so thank you for your attention. If you will have any question, I would be glad to answer it.
Thank you very much, Monica. And now I would like to invite Pakistan representative, Mr. Fazil.
Good afternoon, everybody. So we'll start our presentation with the national slogan of Pakistan. So I will say Pakistan and you have to say Zindabad. Pakistan,
Zindabad.
Pakistan,
Zindabad.
So I'm Mohammed Qasim. I'm a global U-grad exchange student from Pakistan at Fairfield State University. So it's a little glimpse of Pakistan. So in the center is the national flag of Pakistan. These are some local buildings and local methods of transport and all. So in this presentation, I have a table of contents. So first of all, I'm going to have a little introduction, brief history of Pakistan. Then we are going to explore all 4 provinces of Pakistan. Then I will go some information into arts and crafts, and then we'll come into conclusions. So first of all, talk about a little geographical introduction. Pakistan has 4 main provinces. These are Punjab, Sindh, Balochistan, and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It also has some associated northern areas that are part of Pakistan, but they are autonomous territories and they have their own rules and regulations. And there is one disputed area that comes in Pakistan, and that's Jammu and Kashmir. Comparing Pakistan globally, Pakistan is the 5th most populous country, 2nd most populous Muslim country, and the 33rd largest country by area in the world. And its area is 340,509 mile per square. A little bit about Pakistani population: 227 million population with a growth rate of 2.0. I know it's a bit higher, but we have the growth rate of 2.0 with a life expectancy of 70 plus years. And our gender division, we have 50% of men, 48% of women, and 2% of LGBTQ. And the sex ratio of Pakistan is 105.07. So, it's the national flag of Pakistan. The way it has 2 colors, there is a meaning behind that. So the green color, it represents the population of Muslim community in Pakistan, and the white color represents the population of non-Muslim community in Pakistan. So, the green color and the crescent represent the progress, and the white star represent light and knowledge. We're going to explore the 4 different provinces in Pakistan. So first of all, Punjab. Punjab is the most densely populated province in Pakistan, with the Lahore as its capital, and it's more technologically advanced, and it has amalgam of different cultures, and it with a historic Mughal dynasty. And back in history, Pakistan and India were a subcontinent. They were together and they were ruled by the Mughal emperors. So they left their image on the Lahore, and I'm going to explore it soon. So it's the traditional dress of Punjabi people. It's called Shalwar Kameez. I'm wearing right now in front of you. So it's Shalwar Kameez. Usually men with the kameez wear straight cloth. It's called dhoti. And females usually wear Shalwar Kameez with a dupatta as well. So since every province has its cultural dresses, it has its cultural food. So 4 provinces, they do have separate culture and separate dresses. So you will see there will be separate dresses and separate foods for each of our province. For the province of Punjab, it's more into agriculture. So we are more associated with some desi type of food, and they are more homemade. And the first thing you see is the curry of some it's the curry of some mustard plant and with some corn tortilla. And all these are the curries, and it's the style of presentation of food in Punjab. And Punjab is mostly an agricultural country, so agriculture province. So you will see a lot of agriculture activities in Punjab. There are farmers doing that, and there were first bullock carts that were used to carry out the agriculture, but now we have grown up and technology is more evolving, so we use tractors, and it's a very common tradition in Punjab as well. So whenever there is a mustard season, so in summer, usually females go out and pluck the mustard plant with their hands, come to the home and cook. These are some historical buildings in Punjab. The front is the Mosque Wazir Khan, that's the Minar-e-Pakistan. It has some history related to it. When the Pakistan Resolution was called, so it was called in that Minar-e-Pakistan. This is the Shahi Mosque. It was established in the reign of Mughal emperors, and it's the Lahore Fort. It has 400 years old history with, and there's a tomb in the Multan. And the second, we're going to explore Sindh. Sindh is the capital. Karachi is the capital of Sindh. It's the second most densely populated province. with the Sindhi as their mother tongue, and it hits the coastal area of Arabian Sea. So, shalwar kameez is a common dress in Pakistan. So there are some cultural addings to it. So this is the ajrak, that's the Sindhi touch of shalwar kameez. So you'll see there's a ajrak and there is a Sindhi cap as well. With the Sindhi cap, for the females, there are Sindhi embroideries with the frogs and some head jewelry. So this is a traditional, some historic places in the Sindh. There's the tomb of the Qaid-e-Azam that was the founder of Pakistan. These are some usually old, really old cemeteries in the Sindh, and there's the fort of Rohtas. Sindh usually has its history back to 702 when Muhammad bin Qasim came to the Sindh and established Sindh. So all these constructions are related to the reign of Muhammad bin Qasim, and they usually lie between like 400 to 1,000 years back. And talking about the food, Sindh is usually very rich in its food, and the most famous food of the Sindh is the Sindhi biryani. Then we have some curries that's called nihari, and from the Swedish it's called zerta. The third province is the Balochistan. Balochistan is the largest province in terms of land, and Balochi is their mother tongue, and it also hit the coastal area of Arabian Sea as well. Once again, shalwar kameez, it's always a part of Pakistani culture, and they have added a Balochi turban on their head. And with the females, they usually wear fully covered and embroidered frogs as well. And these are some couples and pictures from the Balochi tradition. These are some old historic places in Balochistan. Since Pakistan, it has very old history. Pakistan has its history ranging back to 700 AD. So all these old things were established there, and these are some look of mountains. And this thing that has some history associated with it as well, because it was the place in Ziyarat when the founder of Pakistan spent their last days of their life. And Sindhi music, usually every province has its own type of music. So Balochi, they usually use sitar, and their provincial dance is Jhumar. With the traditional food of Saji. Saji is very famous Balochi dish that is eaten all over the Pakistan. So they have usually chickens and goats on the stick, and they are roasted and served with the rice. And then the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Peshawar is the capital of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It's situated in northwest region of country. Pashto is their mother tongue, and one of the main tourist destinations. We have a lot of tourist destinations in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and it's mostly the hilly and mountainous area. So you see a lot of railway tracks, and it's the mountainous area and one of the major tourist spots. These are Sawal, K2 Base Camp, and the Khyber Pass. And the Sindhi cultural dress, once again, it's shalwar kameez with a cap on their head, and with the females, they usually wear embroidered with the and they have two major types of caps. One is the cap covering with some chains, and the other is there's a feather on their cap. Their culture food is karahi, seekh kebab, chapli kebab, and pulao. And Gilgit-Baltistan, these are not actually the provinces of Pakistan, but they are associated northern areas that are autonomous territory. They have their own rules, but they are associated with Pakistan as well. Gilgit-Baltistan, they are famous for their beauties, and a lot of tourists all over the world come and visit Gilgit-Baltistan. Pakistan is a diverse country. We are a Muslim majority country, but we are not just the Muslim majority. We do have all religions there, and minorities include their Christians, Hindus, Sikhs, and all other smaller religions are existent in Pakistan. And one interesting thing about Pakistan, minorities are freely allowed to practice, profess their religion, build their own religious places, and preach their religion. So I'm going to show you some minorities. So, first of all, it's the holy place of Muslims. It's the Faisal Mosque in the Islamabad. It's the largest mosque in Pakistan. Now, there's a St. Patrick Cathedral Church in Karachi. It was built around 1800s. After that, there is a Kartarpur Sahib Gurdwara, that's the holy place related to Sikhs. And related to Hindu religion, we have a lot of temples in Pakistan as well. Our traditional musics are mostly Qawwali and Ghazal. They're accompanied by some local musical instruments that are tabla, dol, rubab, harmonium, and sitar. And each of these instruments is associated with one province. Arts and crafts, usually there are some traditional and old arts and crafts that are still practiced with the hand in Pakistan. This man is making some chairs with the canes, and that's the wood craft, and some major things about some important. These are the Pakistani truckar. They usually love to decorate their vehicles. So these are the trucks that are decorated, and their Arabic calligraphy and the pottery as well. Pakistan is diverse, and it has all types of sports in it. So the national sport of Pakistan is hockey, but we usually play cricket, polo, golf, local traditional games, everything. These are some glimpses of Pakistani players involving in some traditional and international games. And one interesting thing about Pakistan, they're very interesting in their weddings. So these are some glimpses of the local wedding. Brides are usually dressed up in some heavy embroidered dresses with a lot of jewelry, and there are some dances, and there's a barat, and that's the hall where weddings are performed. And at the last, I'm done with my presentation. Once again, we'll go with the slogan of Pakistan, Pakistan Zindabad. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Pakistan. Now I would like to invite the Philippines, Jason.
So hello everyone. So studying abroad truly gives a chance to get to know more of yourself. And unfortunately, one of the things that I found out about myself is I have allergies. So I have pollen allergies. So I apologize if I sneeze in the middle of my presentation. Just so you know, it's not COVID. It's just the pollen season. Okay, to start, I would like to teach you some of Tagalog words. There are over 120 languages in the Philippines. It's an archipelagic country, meaning it is composed of scattered islands. So it is more likely for people to have different language to speak. But today I will teach you the national language, which is Tagalog, and that is the language that I also mainly speak. So for this part, let's call it Tagalog time, and I'm expecting your participations, audience participations. Okay. So for the first word, where should I point it? It's oh, okay. Okay, so the first word is this one. Mahal, mahal kita. You say it, mahal kita. Okay, now repeat it with me, guys. Mahal kita. One more. Mahal kita. Okay, now I want you guys to say it to someone, to anyone, to someone beside you or to anyone else. 1, 2, 3, let's say it. Mahal kita. Okay. Now I want you guys to know what is the actual meaning of it. It actually means, I love you. So you just said someone, I love you. Okay, so if you're kind of embarrassed to say it explicitly that you love someone, just tell them, mahal kita. Okay, the next word, okay, fact, fact, hello. Fact, the Philippines has been colonized by the Spaniards for a very long time. To be specific, 333 years. So a lot of Filipino words are actually from Spanish. And I think some of you guys are familiar with the first word. It's kumusta. So this phrase, you say it like kumusta, ako si, then say your name. So I'm gonna do it and then I'm gonna expect it from you guys. Kumusta, ako si Jason. Kumusta, ako si Jason. Now it's your turn. Kumusta, ako si. Okay. So whenever you meet someone and you want to introduce them, introduce yourself to them, you can say that, especially to Filipinos, because it means, how are you? I am, then your name. Kumusta is like como estas in Spanish. There are a lot of Spanish words that were just modified to be Tagalog words. And then the last but not the least is maganda ka. You say it, maganda ka. One more time. Maganda ka. Okay. So I want you guys to say this to someone today because it means you're beautiful. So, you know, just take time to appreciate someone's beauty and then tell them, maganda ka. It means you're beautiful. Okay. To formally introduce myself and my country, I am from the Philippines. It took me so much time to introduce myself. But the Philippines is composed of 7,000 islands and it is located in Southeast Asia. So as you can see, there's China, there's Japan, Taiwan, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Australia. And this one is the Pacific Ocean. When you cross the Pacific Ocean, you will reach the United States. So I am Alberto Jason M. Santos. I am from the top university in the Philippines, University of the Philippines, Baguio, taking a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science. That is my flag, by the way. Okay. In this presentation, I would like to show you more glimpse of my country, how I wish I can have more time to show you more, but I just chose 4 things to discuss today: tourist spots, food, festivals, and the Filipinos. So first is the tourist spots. Being an archipelagic and a tropical country, I can say that we are truly blessed with beaches. If you don't have plans yet for this summer, you might consider to try visiting the Philippines. It should play. Okay, so the Philippines literally have everything from diving spots, from the coral reefs to surfing spots, everything. So I wanted to show you guys more pictures of it, but I have limited time, so I just chose some of it. This one on the left, this is in Palawan. I've been there, and I believe that these pictures do not justify how beautiful it is in person. This one is in Siargao. I will be there in summer. It's really beautiful there. This one is Boracay. I think you guys are more familiar with this one because this is more famous because it's been a tourist spot for a long time already. And then this one is Cebu. And then if you're not a type of beach bum person, if you don't like beaches, you can go to some of our still nature attractions. There you go. So we have like this one, the perfectly cone-shaped Mayon volcano in Albay, and then we have like hundreds of hills. We call it Chocolate Hills. in Bohol because when it rains, it will turn all like a chocolate. So they call it chocolate hills. And then if you're still not that type of tourist, we still have other places for you guys. If you're like a historic type of person, museum type of person, you should go here. This is the hanging coffins in Sagada. Those are literally coffins and they have bodies inside. It's part of their culture. And then the other one is Calle Crisologo in Vigan. It's kinda, the architecture is kinda Spanish because it's from them. Okay. The next thing that I am proud of my country is the food. I cannot emphasize it enough how good Filipino foods are. Even some of my fellow international students can attest to it. So why not ask them? Linda and Nara, have you tried any Filipino foods and how was it?
Okay, it was so unexpected speech. Okay, I tried Shanghai and dumpling
Okay.
and the fish rolls.
Fishball.
The fish bowl, it was so delicious.
Okay, how about you, Linda?
I tried the same. But it was so delicious. We had spent one weekend in a Filipino family and it was very nice. They have hospitality and also the food is so delicious. You must try it.
Thank you. So, these are some of the Filipino foods that we have. This is, we call this chicken adobo. It's like chicken marinated with soy sauce, and this one is sinigang na baboy. It's composed of pork and vegetable boiled in a clear sour broth rather. And then this one is the one that they're talking about. This is Shanghai. It's like spring roll but Filipino type. And this one we call it lechon. It's a roasted pig. There's an inside joke in the Philippines that when a party has a lechon, this one, we consider the host of that party as rich. Because having a lechon is kind of expensive in our country. Okay. Festivals, or we call it as fiestas. As I told you, there are a lot of Spanish words that are the same in Tagalog, fiestas. And the Philippines are one of the main reasons travelers visit the country because of the colorful costumes, fun activities, and electrifying festival dances in the Philippines. Travelers can't help but join the party. Okay, so that one is Dinagyang Festival. Excuse me, I told you. Excuse me. So, that was Dinagyang Festival, the religious festival in the Philippines that celebrates the feast of Santo Niño. Santo Niño is a patron saint in the Philippines because the Philippines is a Catholic-dominated country, so we have a lot of patron saints and we celebrate them. This one is Pahiyas Festival, one of the most colorful Philippine festival held in Lucban, Quezon, where tourists can enjoy free food. This one is Ati-Atihan Festival, one of a kind festival in the Philippines held in Aklan. As you can see, they have like mini statues of their patron saints. That's Santo Niño, the one that I just mentioned. And then they celebrate it. The last one in here is Ati-Atihan. Oh no, this one is Panagbenga Festival. As you can see, there are flowers. Like, all of those props are made of flowers. Because in the Philippines, prior to our colonizations, we didn't have religions. So most of the people, like the farmers, whenever they get good harvest, they thank the nature by celebrating it. Like, they thank God by providing nature something, just like this. The last but not the least thing that I would like to talk about is our people. Maybe you don't know, but there are a lot of Filipinos that are famous here in the United States. Redmond Rock, Patrick Starr, Vanessa Hudgens in High School Musical, and Olivia Rodrigo. The Filipinos are the funniest, happiest, and most approachable people you would ever meet. as the tourist will say, you will know that you are already in the Philippines when everybody smiles at you. Literally, they smile at you in the streets, in the shops, in the bus, and it feels really good. There. Those are my fellow Filipinos. By the way, Filipinos and Pinoys are the same meaning. Yeah. Filipinos are generally happy people. We can smile whatever the situation. Our happy-go-lucky nature and positive mindset allow us to bounce back from the wreck of circumstances, from disasters, from wars, and surely from this pandemic. To end my presentation, this is a picture of Filipinos while literally evacuating from a flood. Still, everyone is smiling. Salamat, meaning thank you. Thank you for listening to my presentation and I hope you learned something.
Thank you very much, Philippe. Now, I would like to invite Nara from Mongolia. She would like to have the traditional dance first before her presentation.
So hello everybody, I am Nara from Mongolia and I'm gonna dance my traditional dance and I hope you guys enjoy my dance. Please, it will not start now. Dr. Matthew, can you wait me for a little bit and I will let you know. Thank you. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed my dance. And okay. So I dance my traditional dance. We have different types of traditional dances. This is the kind of the hardest one because we use the balls. And there I wrote my country's name, which is Mongolia, in our traditional script. But we don't use this traditional script in our daily life. But we have to learn this script in our middle school and high school as our privilege. But we use the Russian alphabet, but the meaning is completely different. So we have two scripts. So let's focus on my presentation about my beautiful Mongolia. So I'm going to talk about my country's history. So I'm going to talk about my country's history and culture and lifestyle and facts. I have a video and a speech. Dr. Matthew, can you play it? Thank you. Mongolia is a beautiful country located in between China and Russia with a huge and amazing history. Can you turn this a little bit down? Thank you. And now let's go back to the Mongolian ancient history. I'm pretty sure that you guys know who is Genghis Khan. You may learn it from your history class in the high school or middle school about him. And he created the beginning of the world's big empire, which is Mongol Empire. He invaded the most of the Asian countries and some part of the European countries. So it was the biggest empire in the history for like 13th to 14th century in the world, and he is still our privilege, and he is still our precious king in our heart until now. So in Mongolia, there is an extraordinary and unique experience is waiting for you guys. And we are the nomads in the world who have 70 million livestock. Livestock are the horses, camels, and cows, and sheep, and goats. And also we live in the traditional yurt, which is a tent. We call it Mongolian ger. It's the same as Naya talked. So we live in this yurt. Why we live in the yurt is we are nomads, so we have to move to another places in every season in order to feed our livestock with the good grass and also very comfortable environment. Because we have to take care of our livestock because we get our lives by livestock. In the ancient time we got every things from the livestock. We use the dairy products, the leather, and everything. Even until now, we are using them for our daily life, and also it's a very big economical income for my country because we export the dairy products and the animal leathers and the animal wool. Mongolia provides the 40% of the world's cashmere industry. So, next we're going to talk about Mongolia is the land of horse riders. We have uncountable thousand and thousand horses, which are even more than our population. We are just 3 million, but we have like 50 million, 40 million horses. And also the archery and the wrestling and horse riding are our traditional sports. Okay guys, Now let's imagine about Mongolian one daily life. Okay, in the morning, when you open the door of your house, you're gonna see the eternal blue sky, endless green grass, and the beautiful mountains and rivers. And the animals are waiting for you outside. Isn't it beautiful? And in the daily life of one family, they have to wake up before the sun rises, and the wife's gonna get their milk from the animals, and the husband gonna work with the horse, and the children gonna play with the animals too. And among the river, it is very simple life of Mongolia, but they live in very simple life, but very unique history and the culture and lifestyle. So in Mongolia, we can see every scenery as endless landscape and the forests and the deserts. And in the desert, Mongolian desert is the largest desert in the Asia, and you can see the many camels and the little dinosaurs. Okay, so here are some Mongolian facts you may not know about us. People like so wonder, what? You have just 3 million people? Yeah, we have just 3.4 million people in my country, but the area is very big, and also we have many livestock. The area is the 18th biggest country and also 6th big country in the Asia. And we use Mongolian language, and if you go to Mongolia, you should see the Ulaanbaatar city. And our religion is Buddhism, and our government is semi-presidential system, and we are a democratic country, and we located between China and Russia. And about our climate, it's like negative. It can reach until negative 100, and in the summer it can reach positive 100. So we have 4 seasons. In the summer it's very hot, but little bit dry. But in the winter it's so cold. That's why when I came here, it snowed here, and my friends from tropical country was admired. Oh my God, it's snowing! It's my first time to see. And they went to play with the snows at 7 a.m. and I was, this is just snow. It's just simple snow. And yeah, we have you can see the experience in every season. Oh, okay. There's some fun fact. When I see the people from foreign, especially from America, I'm from Mongolia, and they say, "Oh, you're from Mongolia? So you ride a horse every day to your school, and do you live in gear until now?" If I want to make fun with them, I say yes. They ask, "Do you know what is chocolate and what is Coke? Do you have internet?" And I just, what is chocolate? What is Coke? But we have very developed things in our city. So basically, if you go to my country, you will see the different lives. If you go to countryside, the things that I spoke before is waiting for you. But in the city, we are trying to develop our country. We are trying a lot when trying to educate ourselves. And there's many skyscrapers, and the cities are getting bigger and bigger day by day. So I know chocolate. What is it? Okay, now I'm gonna talk about my American experience and how it influenced to me. I would say America, I think, opened my eyes and broadened my mind. I just realized, since I come here, my attitude, my behavior, and my everything, I think, getting changed little by day, every day, because I started accepting different types of people, and I started accepting different types of minds, and I learned some adaptive skills, and I discovered my different parts even I didn't know before. I think if I was in my country, maybe I cannot like change myself because I just got adjusted to with my just the simple life and simple routine, simple every habits. But since I came here, I think America is the highlight of my lifetime because it influenced a lot to me. So I got many experiences since I came here, and I discovered myself as like I learned, oh, I can dance. I can even like dance American jazz dance. Oh, I can draw. Like, what is it? Yeah. So, some people ask me usually, do you want to go to your country? Do you miss your home? I usually answer no. Because it doesn't mean that I don't miss my country, I hate my country. I still love my country, but I want to educate here. I want to educate myself here. I want to develop myself here. And maybe, I don't know how I will like get changed in the further years. And I need to see myself like how, like where I reach here. And here I see my close friends and my advisors and my beautiful host mother. And I want to say thank you all of you guys because I just very appreciate there's still good-hearted people left in this beautiful world. So I just want to say thank you guys.
Thank you very much, Nara. And I really appreciate your beautiful dance, traditional dance. Now I would like to invite Nicaragua representative Linda.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy and I'm so wait. Okay, it's a pleasure for me to be here in front of you. You are so beautiful and awesome people. And today, first of all, my name is Linda Yulisa Alvarez Rodriguez, and today I will be your personal flight attendant. So please, breathe, enjoy, I'm saying to myself. And because today, our next travel will be in a place that has more than 16 active volcanoes, has beautiful lagoons, colonial architecture, waterfalls, mountains, landscapes. But first of all, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our flight is ready for departure to the land of lakes and volcanoes. Nicaragua! Nicaragua is a tropical country located in Central America, and it is the largest country in here. Nicaragua is in the middle of the Caribbean Sea and Pacific Ocean. So Nicaragua has its name because of Nicaragua trip and agua, that means water in Spanish. Here, you can find more than 30 volcanoes, and the 20% of the land are protected areas. Bosawas is the biggest forest in the North America and is located in my country. Additionally, we have colonial architecture in our Pacific region to do the word conquest by Spain 300 years ago. We have around 50 beaches in what you can find white and dark sand. Also, Nicaragua has 29 lagoons and 16 active volcanoes. And in one of them, you can do volcano boarding. In 2014, CNN, in 2014, we reached the position number 2 in the top 50 things that you have to do before you die. Nicaragua has the 7% of the biodiversity in the world. So that makes it the perfect place to go to your next vacation. Beautiful sunsets and bird songs will be part of every single day in Nicaragua. The list of activities that you can do there are so huge. You can go to swim, you can do hiking, you can go to do kayak, and we have many, many activities. So now, if we are going to the north part of my country, you can go to visit the Somoto Canyon, and also if you go to my city in Matagalpa, you will try the best coffee ever, because we are excellent producer of coffee in my city. So now, we move to the Pacific region of my country, where you can go to swim to our beautiful beaches, but also if you are more adventure, you can swim with shorts in the Caribbean Sea. The people in Nicaragua are well known by our natural warmth and hospitality and wisdom, so you will never feel sad around us. Just walking and explore Nicaragua could be the best experience ever in your life. And the last but not least, we are romantic people. So because of this, Nicaragua is known as the land of poets. The prince of the Castilian letters, Rubén Darío, he is the father of the Spanish-American literacy movement, modernism, and he was born in my city, Matagalpa. Finally, our official language is Spanish, and we are 69% mestizo, as me, 5% of Latin American, 9% of African Nicaraguan, and 17% of white. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Nicaragua. For your safety and the safety of us around you, please remain seated with your seatbelt. Fasten and keep alive clean until we part to the gate. Welcome to Nicaragua. There are some pictures of our travel. There is one of the beaches located in San Juan del Sur. There is the active volcano that's called Masaya, the beautiful city of Granada, and a view of the forest in my city. Okay, now I want to share something with you that is about my experience here in the US, but I want to be focused in the education system. I want to show you the comparison about my country and about the US. And what are the differences that I saw here during my study, during this semester. Okay, 3 main things that I learned studying here. First, right on decision and more facilities. Okay. I want that you get a little bit of context about the situation in my country. Right now, we have 36.9% of poverty in my country. So, these affect the education system. Why I say that here in the US, the education is a right? Because here, if you see the contrast of the picture, in the first picture, that is this one, the classroom has all the facilities. You have a good classroom, all works there. In my country, we have only the necessary things and are not the best. Second, here in the US, you don't have to walk to go to the school. Usually you take the bus or you can take Uber or someone can drive for you. But in my country, at least you have to walk 2 hours to go to the school. Because the thing is like, the schools are just in the center of my city, but most of the land are countryside. So we don't have a school in the countryside. So those children that you can see there, they walk around 2 hours to going to the school and they have to come back. So what that means, like people in my country prefer that children works on the fields. So that's why it's a privilege for us to study because it's so difficult. Secondly, study here in the US is your own decision. What is your own decision? It's like you want to become someone. You want to follow your dreams. And you have all the facilities and the instrument that you need to accomplish that goal. But in my country, because we are poor, and it's so difficult to study, you have a family pressure to study. It's not because you want to be the best student, it's because you must be the best student if you want to finish your major. It's like, I study civil engineer, and we start 40 people studying. Now I'm a junior, and we are just 6 people. And finally, here in the US, you have more facilities. It's like the university provides the students with enough necessary materials and supplies. It's like, for example, I'm taking art classes here. And at the beginning, when I came, I didn't know how to use Uber and many things, and I had a lot of problems to get the supplies. And I said to my teacher, can you give me a little bit more days to get the supplies? And she said, no, don't worry, the university can give you. And it's like, oh my God, I was so happy because in my country, if you want to study, you have to be the one who will get the supplies to study. It's like if you say, okay, I need to do a project and I need a computer. And you say to your professor, I don't have a computer. And they said, it's not my problem why you are taking this subject. So with this presentation, I just want to show you the privilege that you have being a student here. Because it's so awesome to be a student, and it's so easy. And it's, all the US are giving you all the tools that you need to accomplish that goal. So please take advantage of that. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for the meaningful statement. Okay, now we would like to travel to the Africa and Nigeria representative, Mr. Obelwa.
Hello everyone, I brought greetings from you from the African country, and that's Nigeria. First, I would like to let you know that one of the countries of the world that people are researching, especially in this 21st century, is Nigeria. And the reason why I said that is because some times ago, maybe this is last year, the archive, when it comes to archive and cultural heritage, can give it to Nigeria. So that is why people of the world are trying to trace back their history, especially when it comes to archives and other material, to see whether they have the relationship or something to do with Africa and especially Nigeria. So I'm representing Africa and Nigeria as I stand before you. Hey, my name is Ogbeni Opeoluwa Taiwo. Opeoluwa means thanks to God. You know, from our names, you can easily know where we are because Nigeria is a multicultural country. When it comes to the countries of the world with different ethnic groups, but give it to Nigeria. And I'm very sure that in the course of this presentation, you will know the reason why I said this. Okay? About Nigeria. See, this is a map of Africa. And if you consider the location of Nigeria, Nigeria is located at the central heartbeat of Africa. That means you cannot talk about Africa without mentioning Nigeria. Apart from the fact of the location of the map, there are certain things because when it comes to population, when it comes to economy, Nigeria is there for you. So it's one of the countries in the Africa and located in the heartbeat of Africa. When it comes to population, it's the sixth largest population in the world, apart from India, China, Pakistan, and US. So Nigeria is the largest population in the world and the first in Africa when it comes to population. And about 210 million people as at the last count, and our official language is English language. The reason why we have English because we have so many languages, about 500 languages. But there is need for one, and that is why we adopt English. Recently, French, Chinese, and other international languages are trying to come to Nigeria because of the importance of this country. But as of now, English language is still the official language. So if you see any Nigerian, irrespective of the tribe or any area he or she comes from, he should be able to communicate in English. Right. Okay, our independence, our independence in 1960. But do you know that before 1960, due to some facts and for the fact that Nigeria and let me say some of the African countries are really poor when it comes to literacy, we realize that the country has been in existence even before 1960. At least Nigeria has been in existence like 6000 BC. But because there is no official document to show this, so there are a lot of history behind this, but to save the time, officially our independence is on October 1st, 1960. And we have 36 states. And the federal capital is like the state is at Abuja. Our currency is Naira and Kobo. Okay. This is the map of Nigeria and some specific location. These are some cities, Sokoto. Towards the north, we have the Hausa people, the west, and the Yoruba, and towards the south is the Igbo people. So I'm going to elucidate more on this. But basically, I highlighted these 6 areas. That means my discussion is going to be on these 6 sub-topics: the politics, the culture, our ethnic groups, the entertainment, religion, and some landmarks in Nigeria. Right. So when it comes to politics, believe me, average Nigeria is a politician. And that means you need to belong to one political party, whether you are voting for that party or you support them through your words. So average Nigeria is a politician. And another thing is about Nigeria is that we have been governed by both the civilian and military rule. But presently, we are operating in is a democracy, is a democratic governance, and the president is General Muhammadu Buhari. We have three tiers of government: the federal, state, and the local government. So each of these tiers of government, they have their own contribution to the governance of people. The reason why I'm tracing the antecedent of Nigeria back to the politics is because politics is one of the major key that is showcasing Nigeria. Yeah. So when it comes to politics, you cannot talk about culture without talking about politics in Nigeria, because a country that is being governed about 210 million people. So each tribe will want to present their candidate, and I'm going to talk about that because next year is an election. So I'm going to share that. Okay, I said the president is General Muhammadu Buhari. Okay, now we have two major political parties ruling Nigeria: the All Progressive Congress and the PDP. So these are the major, just like in the United States, we have the Democratic Party and Republican Party. So these are the two major parties. And don't forget, I said when it comes to politics, Nigeria are so much interested about that. So about the 2023 election, that is next year. You know, because Nigeria is a multicultural country, each tribe, because we have like 250 ethnic groups and different languages, so each tribe is interested in presenting their candidate. Imagine bringing like 250 countries together under one umbrella. You can imagine that. And because of the unity, because of the love, because of the passion and everything we have in Nigeria, we've been trying to live together since our independence. But sincerely yours, this has been a very difficult task when it comes to governance, because bringing different people with different background, each tribe wants to show, each culture wants to show their interest when it comes to politics, because that they know that this is where development will come from. So in 2023 now, as we prepare for an election in Nigeria, you can see each tribe, each culture, each ethnic group coming with their different candidates. You can see that that is going to be a very difficult task. That's why we need your attention here in the US to support us, because there are a lot of internal problems. Now in Ukraine, you know, the US is trying to intervene, but in Nigeria we have some internal issues like Boko Haram. Boko Haram has been trying to rule out the northern part of Nigeria. But because Nigeria, we are lovely people, we have been trying to harmonize things underneath. But I'm using this medium to invite her to tell you about the 2023 election. You can read more of this online. Okay. Now, the geopolitical zone. Don't forget that I said that Nigeria is a multicultural country. So, but in 1991, the former president, the former years, is one of the leaders, tried to zone Nigeria into 6 geopolitical zones, just because of the politics and culture. And this group, this zoning, will enable us to move closer, to know people that speak the same language, that have the same culture with you. All right. So we have 6 major geopolitical zones. You can see towards the north is the northwest country, where the Hausa people, we have like 7 states there. The second is the northeast. The third is the north central. You can see that these first 3, if you consider the map of Nigeria, the first 3, the red, yellow, and green, are majorly dominated by the Hausa people. In terms of number, they will be very few, but this is where the Boko Haram are trying to take over. This is where they are striking most, because when it comes to south and east, they don't really have more defense. But when it comes to the northern part of Nigeria, this is where the Boko Haram are trying. And if you consider this map of Nigeria, you can see that they dominate the majority of the population in Nigeria. So the first three, according to the geopolitical zones, are dominated by the Hausa people, and especially the Fulani. Okay. The fourth, according to the geopolitical zone, is the southwest, where I am from. We have 6 states there. We also have the south side, south-south, which consists of the 5 states. And this is where another thing about Nigeria is an oil company, oil producing company. Oil producing country, rather. Oil producing country. And the major of this oil is coming from Niger Delta. But unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you that this Niger Delta is the smallest unit of the country, but producing the resources to feed the nation. Okay. The number 6 zone is the southeast, which are the Igbo community. So the reason why I'm showing this map is to enlighten you and to elucidate more about our cultural background. Because it has each of these zones, the Northwest, also has another ethnic group. It's like a subgroup. So bringing all these together, collating in terms of politics, in terms of culture, that means it is very difficult for a Nigerian to say everything about our culture because they are so numerous. As I stand before you, I can only speak 3 out of about 500 languages in Nigeria. So it depends on the zone. It depends on the angle you are coming from. All right. Now, the ethnic groups. Don't forget I said that we have about 250 different ethnic groups according to the geopolitical zone with over 500 languages. So if you're fortunate to be in Nigeria and you just hear someone say, hello, that means you just had 1 out of 500 languages. So, and don't forget, when I started, I said it is one of the countries that people of the world are still researching. They are still trying to know more about this country. All right. The majority are Hausa, about 29%, the Yoruba are 22% when it comes to the population, and the Igbo people are 17%, while other groups like the Fulani, the Soko, the Yoruba, the Edo are 32%. So others are Fulani, Tiv, Ibibio, Kanuri, Efik, Isekiri, Edo, Ijo, Ijoma, Urobo, Nupe, so many. So I give that credit to one of us that's danced. If I want to try dance, that means I'm going to dance like 500 different dances. That would be funny anyway. So now the major 3 ethnic groups, I'm going to share that. The major, out of these different ethnic groups, we have 3 major due to their population and language, and that is the Yoruba, the Hausa, and the Igbo people. So the Yoruba people, majority are from the southwestern part of Nigeria. So we speak Yoruba. This is my own tribe and my ethnic group. And one of our favorite food is amala. Amala is made of flour. You can see the picture down there. That is amala with ewedu soup. Some of you are even tantalized. You are rubbing your mouth already. Yeah? Okay. The religion is traditional Christianity and Islam. These are the major religions in Nigeria. But mind you, in Yoruba land, they have majority of the mixture of whether traditional or Christianity or traditional and Islam. I mean in the Yoruba part. So when it comes to the traditional religion, we have Ogun worshippers. These are gods of iron. We have Shango, we have gods of the river. And they are faithful worshippers. They have been doing this religion, they've been practicing it before the invention of the Western religions and the Islamic religion. So Yoruba people, when it comes to the African traditional religion, you cannot joke with them. You can never toy with them when it comes to African traditional religion. But because of Western education and culture, we invite Christianity and we are Muslim. There is a song that we do sing that Awa Shoro Ilewa, that is, no matter the Western religion, whether I'm now a Christian or a Muslim, I will still practice my tradition. I will still practice my culture. No matter whether I'm a Christian, whether I'm a Muslim. So this religion is very key. And that is one of the factors, that is one of the key instruments that the Boko Haram people that I talk about, the northern people, are using to castigate the country. Right. So cloth, when it comes to clothing, you can see that as an example of a typical agbada from the Yoruba land. We also have buba, like the one I'm putting on. This is shokoto and buba, and this is a bean. This bean actually is not the Yoruba people because I'm trying to portray some of these the three major ethnic groups in Nigeria. So this bean is from Igbo land, but the attire is shokoto. This is shokoto trouser and the top, which is buba. So it's a typical Yoruba wear. We have fila. Fila is the cap. Iro is meant for the ladies and women whenever they are going for an event. And the gele is the headgear. So another thing about Nigeria, irrespective of their culture, is their dressing. If you see a typical Yoruba, Hausa or Igbo man, you will know by their attire. So I've shown you the Yoruba type. So I'm going to show some of the pictures of other major tribes, which is Hausa and Igbo too. So our music, we have Bata dance. That is a picture of a Bata dance. We have Apala, Shewele, Fuji, Dadakwada, Etiyeri. These are genres of music that you can listen to at your own leisure time. The festival, we have Egungun. You know this Egungun, you call it Bani here in the US, where someone put on a mask. In fact, I was trying to research the history behind using the mask and realized that it was first used by the African people. But because they don't really understand, just put it on. But now, average of us here in this hall are putting on masks just because of COVID-19. But you know the history behind it? It's from Nigeria. Right. Eyo, Osun Osogbo, Ogun, Okebadan. These are different festivals. And the landmark, the highest population of twin births is Igbora in Oyo State. That means when they are counting, they are researching the number. You can Google that, the highest town with twin births. That is in the Igbora and is located in Nigeria. Olumo Rock, Iyamoko, these are ancient places in Nigeria. Alright? We move on to the Hausa people. These are the second ethnic group. Don't forget that I said we have three major, the Yoruba, Hausa, and the Igbo. The location, they are located in the northern part of Nigeria. They speak Hausa. The food is tuwo, shinkafa, toshe soup, masa, and suya. The last two pictures is a suya. Suya is made up of meat. So you will surely enjoy that in the test. The religion is basically Islam, and they have their own music. The landmark, they are businessman, and the richest man in Africa, as at today, is from this part of the country. It's from Nigeria and it's from Hausa. So that is the richest man in Africa as at today. So the third group, which is the third largest ethnic group in Nigeria, is the Igbo people. When it comes to correct soup, they have numerous soups. Can you hear? Hello? Hello? Sorry for the break in transmission. All right, I think I'm audible enough. So when it comes to soup, banga soup, oha soup, ogbono, give it to this tribe. If you eat any of their soup, you will be clamoring for more because they are rich when it comes to that. So, and they have apple, that are one of the very strong food in Nigeria, gari. And in terms of clothing, you can see their style. They have their own styles too. So each ethnic group have their own styles of dressing, of music, of everything. So, and the festival, they have New Year festival. Thank you. All right. So when it comes to culture, generally, some of these festivals are indigenous celebration that you can never joke with. They value because that is part of our cultural heritage, and now we are trying to digitalize some of it for generations to come too, so that they will be able to know more about their story and history. And another thing I would like to share because of the time is Festac 77. Recently, some countries of the world are returning some of Nigerian archives, and when it comes to images. In 1977, there was a gathering of different international cultural display. The first of its kind was in 1966. That was at Senegal. But the next was in Nigeria in 1977. So from this Festac 77, people of the world that came to visit Nigeria to see, to explore, oh, this is this. Do you know that they stole some of those images? And they kept it in their own museum, displaying it to the world as if it is from them. But recently, I think something ministered to their art, and they are restoring back all these things to the sources. And that is why Nigeria, when it's come to cultural heritage, you cannot joke with us. Yeah. Osun Osogbo, Eyo, Ilegun, these are some of our general festivals. In terms of entertainment, we are the second largest in the world. You can hear some names like Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido in the entertainment industry. We have night shows, events and parties, ceremonies. We celebrate everything in Nigeria. If you cough, if that cough is scary too much, it's possible we celebrate it. And another thing about Nigeria is that they greet. If you sit, we will greet you. Eku joko. If you stand, we will greet you. Oh, eku naro. If you are sleeping, we will greet you. Eku ono. We have greetings for almost everything. Imagine that. And all of these tribes, whether you are Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, they will greet you in their language. Yeah. So we celebrate everything. And we have uniform, dress code for everything. If you are having this event in Nigeria, I'm very sure you see people, certain set of people in uniform, just to mark this event. So we like celebrations too much. Huh? All right. International games, we won the Atlanta 96 and participated in World Cup. Unfortunately, the next World Cup we won't participate. Yesterday, Ghana crashed us and that. So you cannot visit Nigeria without having a gift. If you visit Nigeria today, irrespective of any of this ethnic group, I can bet it with you that you will have a gift. Whether Yoruba, they will surely present you a gift to appreciate your presence, and that's part of our hospitality. Okay, the religion, I said it earlier that we have three: the Islam, Christianity, and traditional religion. And these are some of the Yoruba traditional religion. Orthodox, that is inspirational. In one of Dr. Lee's labs, he talked about the three different Christian religions that we have now. There are three. Am I correct, sir? So the Protestants happens to be one of the Christian religion in Nigeria. So this is Nigeria, some of the beautiful places in Nigeria. And last, I cannot come to Nigeria without visiting Lagos. Anyways, and Ibadan, the largest city in Africa. You can see different ancient buildings. This is Zuma Rock. Actually, I don't really have the correct picture. On the rock, there is an imprint of a human face on the rock, on that Zuma Rock. And Ikogusi water spring is in Ekiti, Nigeria. We have a cold water and a hot water. Cold in the left and hot water in the right, from different sources. The researchers are still trying to trace, they've drawn different just to trace what can cause this. At the same source, hot and cold water. Imagine that. So whenever you get there, you see that the water is warm. If you go to the right, you see that this is cold. Very close is another water that is hot. But when you come down, you realize that that's a mixture of the two. So we are still trying to find out what is responsible for that. And this is one of the sacred groves. It's Osun Sacred Grove. It's located in Osun, Nigeria. Recently, the U.S. government has tried to help us in digitalizing some of these ancient landmarks. Okay, these are some of the languages in Nigeria. Bawoni, that is Yoruba. Isoko, we say Medigwa, Mesiere, that is Ibibio. Koyo, Sanu, that is Hausa, Kedu. So, any of this language, you are still saying hello in Nigeria. And we have a picture of a Nigerian British guy, that is Anthony Joshua, greeting the elderly. So my experience here in the US, before I came to the US, I believe that US is a general place where there is no specific culture, everything goes. So you can wear the clothes you desire, since there is no rule. But I realized that US, there is culture too. Another thing I've learned so far is that privacy, when it comes to privacy, the US people are so private, they don't want you to know more about them, so no friend. But I was surprised when I get that people are like, hey, your parents, they want to know more about your culture. As of today, I met two guys when I was coming. They said, oh, I like you, can you give this to me? I need the my car. So, you guys are very lovely, I appreciate that. So you have built my imagination on this. And the thought, I believe that if you get to the US, all of them have a pistol. So if you mess up, just poof, poof, they shoot you. So maybe because of my mentality about the movie we watch, so I realize that every US has a gun, so don't mess up with them, else they will shoot you. Okay, all right, I think, God bless Nigeria, God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ferro. Now we have the representative from Taiwan.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to see you guys still sitting in here because I know it's already 3 p.m. But I will try to make this presentation quick and then straight to the point. And then what you're going to expect from my presentation is I will talk less about food part, but I will talk more related with politics because politics is always one of the main things make Taiwan become on the news. Then that is also talk about like how is the lifestyle in Taiwan in a very quick short video and to present to you. So let's look at the sorry, I haven't introduced myself. So my name is Lin Ke Hui, but you may also call me Cole. And then I'm a Fulbright foreign language teaching assistant. I teach Mandarin in early college. So let's introduce about Taiwan. We already see Taiwan map, on this map. So if you're from Taipei, the north part of Taiwan, to the south part of Taiwan, it probably only take you like 5 to 6 hours to drive. But like in this small island, like we have the highest mountain, but we also have really comfortable, nice vacation style sandy beaches. And then we located at South China Sea, and in between China and Taiwan, there's a Taiwan Strait. And then on the east coast is Pacific Ocean. So if you keep heading to east by flight for 11 to 12 hours, then you will reach United States. So so why Taiwan matter? Why you guys should learn about Taiwan? Because actually Taiwan relate with you guys' daily life. In some aspect, you don't even know. Maybe you are using Taiwan's product right now. So what is happening? Okay, so this is Taiwan's flag. So blue sky, white sun, and red earth. So blue skies is me. The sun. Sorry, let's talk about the white sun first. It symbolizes equality and democracy, and then the blue sky symbolizes liberty and nationalism. And the color of red is symbolized that people in the past who sacrificed themselves and then trying to fight with the previous old China empire, which is Qing dynasty. They want to build a new government. So before that, you have to sacrifice some people, fight for it. I feel it's really good to show you guys this flag at this place right now. One of the reasons is because this flag doesn't exist in some people's smartphone. And the second reason is this flag also doesn't exist in Olympic game. So if you set your phone's location into China, the emoji supposed to have a Taiwan flag won't be able to display due to some politics issues. And also, back to also like because during the Olympic game they follow the One China policy. So in 1981, Olympic Committee they compromised on this, like they will only allow Taiwan to compete without presenting itself as a sovereign nation. So we use Chinese Taipei as our flag to join the Olympic Games. So that's long story short, history. So let's talk about Taiwan and China's relationship. So let's look at where's the flag? Wait, sorry. It's supposed to have the flag on it, but it didn't show in the PowerPoint anyway. So on the left side is ROC, Republic of China, which our name is official name is Republic of China. Shortened is ROC, and then we call it Taiwan right now. And then we are the big brother who used to rule mainland China. And then there's a small brother, which is People's Republic of China, shortened in PRC. And then so they have a fight like 73 years ago. And then during the Civil War, the big brother lose the war. So he retreated to Taiwan, bring a lot of people, and then Taiwan become ROC's only territory. So PRC become the person who owned the mainland China. So if you go to any Chinatown in the U.S., you will always see these two flags are hanging there, flying. And then especially if you go to Chinatown at the beginning of October, you will see a lot of Taiwan flag out there because Taiwan's National Day is October 10th. So let's talk about Taiwan and U.S. relationship. Taiwan has 14 former diplomatic allies, but U.S. is not one of them. However, there is Taiwan Relationship Act since 1979. So this act mainly is like trying to, even like we don't have formal diplomatic relationship, but we use this act to keep maintaining Taiwan and the people in the United States still have culture, business, or other purpose. We still have some interaction, and to promise that we will never stop to have building relationship with each other. Besides of this, you probably won't know, in the past 5 years, the government actually also passed this full law. Taiwan's Assurance Act of 2020, Taiwan's Airlines International Protected and Enhancement Initiative Act, or Taiwan Travel Act, or Asia Reinsurance Initiative Act of 2018. So the Congress already passed this law in the past 5 years and try to ensure that the people who are in the higher position of government between Taiwan and US, they can visit each other in a very respectful way. And also the Taiwan Assurance Act of 2020 makes sure US will sell Taiwan's armies relate with all kind of aspect of issue. They try to make sure Taiwan and US still can trade and also make Taiwan feel more insecurity. That will be more colloquial way to say it. So let's talking about why this law exists. Also related with back to 1928, Reagan president have the sixth assurance to Taiwan. So the United States would not set a date for terminates of armies sale to Taiwan, would not after the terms of Taiwan Relationship Act, and would not consult with China in advance before making discussion about U.S. arms sales to Taiwan, or would not mediate between Taiwan and China, or would not pressure Taiwan to enter into negotiation with China, and the last part, not formally recognize China's sovereignty over Taiwan. So let's talk about how Taiwanese people think about the United States. We will feel like U.S. actually try to helping us, compare with our neighbor, our current neighbor, which is our PRC. They are willing to help, but at the meantime, we also see because U.S. have a lot of trading in between like U.S. and China. So they also face some restriction, like they want to like have enable to have business with China, and also China is really a powerful economy country. So like they cannot fully actually like that Taiwan to be seen as an independent country, but also they try to help us in a different aspect, and that is the current government are facing this kind of challenging in the previous year, also in the coming years. So we feel the US are reliable, but at the same time we also know we have to be strong by ourselves. So here is my definition of Taiwan. A small island, but have enriched culture. So most of us are Han Chinese, including me, I'm Han Chinese too. But besides of that, we have language like Hakka dialogue, Taiwanese dialogue. Also, we have 16 Aboriginal tribes. They all speak their own dialogue. And we have advanced technology, which I will mention in later after I play the video. And then the most important part, we are a democracy country. We vote for our own president, and our president are female.
Markets, boba tea, stinky tofu, and free Wi-Fi, Taiwan is an island off the southeast coast of China, measuring 144 kilometers wide and 394 kilometers long. A luscious, mountainous, vegetation-heavy island with a humid, subtropical climate, rainfall is incredibly common, typically coming from tropical storms called typhoons. You'll see locals carrying umbrellas at all time of the year, when it's hot and sunny, and when it's pouring rain. I feel like those umbrella hats from the 90s could really make a comeback here. Fun fact, there are 7-Elevens everywhere in Taiwan. While you can buy drinks and snacks just like you can in other countries, these 7-Elevens are much more versatile. Here you can pay your bills, buy baseball tickets, get your clothes dry cleaned, print documents, buy these stewed eggs. You can even pop a beer and kick it with your pals at 7-Eleven. The Taiwanese people are known for being some of the kindest and friendliest in the entire world. Oh, and everyone rides a scooter. You ain't cool unless you ride a scooter. Fun fact, Taiwan is a great place for hiking with over 280 mountain peaks over 3,000 meters high. That's nearly 10,000 feet for you imperialists. Taiwan's capital city is Taipei. Its population is around 24 million people. Its flag looks like this. Its currency is the new Taiwan dollar, and its official language is traditional Mandarin Chinese. 很好，谢谢你. Worldwide, Taiwan is viewed with awe for its national healthcare system that provides equal access healthcare to all of its citizens. Nope, that's not an ice cream truck. Garbage trucks play classical music extremely loud through the streets when they come to pick up trash every day. You'll see people sprinting out of their homes to dump their garbage as soon as they hear the signal. Taiwan also boasts a highly efficient public transportation system through its buses, subways, and trains. It's really easy to get to any part of the island with quickness. And how about religion? Buddhism is the most common religion in Taiwan today. You'll see temples all throughout the country, and great thing for you vegans and vegetarians, it's packed with affordable Buddhist veggie buffets offering a variety of food options that you may have never even seen before. Overall, Taiwan's a pretty nice place to hang out, with friendly people and tons to explore. Who can complain? Thanks.
So this is the lifestyle in Taiwan. So like 7-Eleven is literally everywhere. Like if I live in one place, there probably will be like five like different convenience store, and like 2 7-Eleven, different brand of convenience store. You know, you can just access it very easy, like by walk for 3 minutes or 5 minutes. And also we sell boba tea in 7-Eleven too. So next one is, let's talk about the economy part of Taiwan. Taiwan is number 22 in the ranking of GDP in 2021. So one of the things you might don't know is that Taiwan have one of the 10 largest company in the world, which is, you look at the ranking at the 10th place is TSMC. So TSMC is control 51% of entire global chip market. So for example, if you are using iPhone or like supercomputers or automotive AI chips or like flight jet, or if you would like some PS5, like there was a moment people hard to get PS5, and you look back why it happened. It's because TSMC, like we cannot produce that much chips at that time. So it also have the name of the king of semiconductor manufacturing company. So like this, so TSMC, this really makes one thing make Taiwan like economy-wise, really like surprise people, like why this small island plays such a big role in the global society. So this is my today's presentation, and then thank you for your listening. I hope like this short presentation give you more idea about Taiwan and U.S. and about lifestyle in Taiwan. And I hope to see you guys again in Bobadi's hometown, Taiwan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. And now our last presentation from representative from Ukraine. Please, Mr. Bogdan.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for your patience and thank you for coming here. My name is Bogdan and I am from Ukraine. And today I'm gonna tell you two stories and three basic facts about Ukraine, about my country. Maybe I should call Microsoft CEO to solve this problem. What's happening? May you help me? Okay. Okay. Okay, all problems solved already. So, 2 days ago, I got a call from one Irish family. And they asked me they told me that they wanted to donate $300 for Ukraine. And also, 2 weeks ago, during the virtual meetings, colleagues of my Ukrainian friends collected $3,000 for Ukraine. So we bought 3 Ukrainian family from Fort Bragg in Fayetteville, bought like medication and necessities, and we sent those things to Poland, and those things right now are waiting to be sent to Ukraine. And now to the major facts. Ukraine, about our language. So Ukraine has the third most beautiful language on earth after French and Italian. So this is the first thing. And the second thing is what's happening? Magic happening. Okay, I am professional in using technology, especially PowerPoint presentation. The first thing was about language. The second thing is about European breadbasket. 2 days ago, Biden visited Poland, and he said that Ukraine is European breadbasket. So if you have ever had the chance to visit, like for example, Sweden or Norway or London, or you have ever sit in a cafe near London Bridge, you may have already tasted like Ukrainian bread or donuts made of Ukrainian grain. So I don't really like to say like facts and theories, but the fact is that Ukrainians feed 600 million people in Europe and in Asia, and we're always glad to be a breadbasket and to feed a small part of population in the world. Come on. I don't have the phone of Microsoft CEO yet. Come on. I need help, please. Okay. So the fifth one. The fourth. Please. What is this? Okay. Now it will be just story without slides, and maybe I will try once again. Okay, this is my national flag. The third thing is that our country was one of the first countries to establish democracy style. So like voting and freedom of speech and Oliver Cromwell, the English statesman and politician and general, of course, was impressed by Ukrainian democracy in the 15th and 16th century, and those are three things about my country. Now the last story. In summer 1933, there was one event that shook the world. And my great grandmother experienced that event. Russia came and Russia created artificial hunger, like famine in Ukraine. And but my great grandmother was managed to survive, and she was not included in those 10 million who died because of Russian aggression. And now history repeats her. Russia have been bombing like maternity hospital and civilian objects. And I want to say thank you for interesting in my situation in my country, and also for donating money or for just feel empathy, because it is not just issue in Ukraine, it is about security in the whole world. And America also had like event like War for Independence, and you have those phrases, give me liberty or give me death. And we share similar events in history, and thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, and I'm very sorry technical problem. Okay, and again, would you please give them a round of applause? And now it's open to the public. I mean, actually, many faculty members, students, they had to leave because of their schedule conflict. But do you have any question, any comment for our presenter, our international scholar, please?
Hello. So during Nara's presentation, you mentioned that you feel you have a more enriching experience in the U.S. regarding your education. That made me wonder, for the rest of the students, whether or not you feel that you will return to the U.S. after your education here. Maybe anyone who would like to answer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just come on the microphone.
Testing 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Okay, so thank you for asking me. As I understand, did you ask that I want to come back here and study after I finish? What did you ask?
I was wondering. Hello, let's try this again. My question came from during your presentation, how you spoke about your experience in America. That made me wonder for all of the students sitting at the table who would like to speak about that and whether they will return to America after finishing education here.
So I would like to answer this question. Since you see America is the superpower and it's offering a lot of research opportunities and it's advancing more and more. So everyone wants some upgrade in their educational and research career. So I'm from Pakistan and I know we're doing a lot of research in Pakistan as well. But that's as compared to America, it's very low. So everyone wants to upgrade in their educational and research career. So personally, if I'm given a chance to pursue my master's in Pakistan and pursue my master's in America, preferably, but most definitely I will go for America as well. I hope I have answered your question.
Any other volunteer to answer that question? Would you like to come back after completion of your program right now?
Thank you.
It's open.
Okay. Thank you for your question. And I will stay in the United States 18 months longer. And maybe I will continue my education here. And that's basically it.
Okay, thank you very much. And another questions, comments? Yes, sir.
Hello. First of all, I really appreciate for you all for a wonderful presentation and sharing your experience and culture about your country. I also have a question for, sorry, I forgot your name, from Nigeria. Okay. So I'm really interested because you talk about how multicultural about your country, and because you see so much conflicts between ethnic group of the country in different areas, and especially with the political. So my question, if you were the leader of your country, what might be you want to change about that?
Oh, thank you. I know, just as I earlier said, it's a multicultural country. And now to be in the corridors of power, I think one arsenal that I will use as an instrument to make a positive change is education. So if all can have education, formal education, I believe irrespective of the language or cultural barrier, once they are in the same classroom, education will give them orientation and reasons to love themselves, to unite together, and to do things in common. So if I was to be in the corridors of power. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Opario. And other questions, comments from the audience? Yes, sir.
Hello, and thank you guys for all coming today. I had a question for the young lady from Kyrgyzstan, I believe. And my question was, you said Russian was your second language spoken. Yeah. Is that something that's taught to you guys in school, or is that just spoken at home type of thing?
So, as I said, we have 2 official languages, and in our schools we have different classes. For example, if your native language is Kyrgyz, you study all subjects in Kyrgyz. But like in my family, we usually speak only Russian. That's why I always was going only to Russian classes, and all tests, everything I was learning in Russian.
Any other comment, questions from the audience? Okay, thank you very much again, and give them another round of applause. Now, would you please look at your lucky numbers? This is the time to have, we have some gift cards for the audience. And international scholars, would you please stand up? Just look at your side. you have something, would you please bring back to the table? That is our simple token of that is a simple token of our appreciation. Okay, first number. Can you read?
It's PS48.
Please come. And then, to the one. What's the number?
PS24. 24.
It's number 24. Okay, nobody here. Again. $14, 1-4.
No, 40.
40. PS40. Gone. Your turn? Sure.
PS20.
20. All right, okay. And we have, would you like to do one, go?
PS50. 50.
Just 5 minutes. Yeah, very good.
PS42. PS42. Yeah, 40.
Just 42. Okay, I think we do have 2 more.
Mix, shake, shake.
PS37.
And one final. Okay, 27 and then. Very final lucky number. No. Okay.
PS13.
1, 3. Okay, choose one again.
PS22. 22.
22. Nobody? Okay.
PS34.
Okay, thank you so very much for your coming, and this kind of, we would like produce and organize this kind of event for multiculturalism and diversity, but, again, would you please stand up? Another very final, give them a big round of applause. For the time, okay, thank you very much. Now we conclude our program.